What is up, my fellow YouTubers? John here with SoCal Outdoor Adventure. It's great to be back with you. In today's video, we are doing a full-on review of a new stove that I purchased from Soto. I've been using this stove now for quite some time, and I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with it. For a little butane stove, it does really well. Stick around and check out the Soto Butane Spider Stove. Alright, my friends, so today we're going to introduce you guys to the Soto Butane Stove, the Spider Stove. Now, you've seen me use this stove a couple of times. You've seen me use this stove in one other video when I gave you guys a brief preview when I was cooking dinner over at Santa Margarita Campground. Excuse me. So today I'm giving you my full-on review of this stove. I've used this a couple of times already, and I've used this primarily as a cooking stove because we've been on a couple of like quick little camping trips here and there with my wife and my daughter, and we decided not to take the full-on cook kit. We felt it was too big, so we just brought like two different stoves. We brought one butane stove and one regular the little canister stove with us to cook all of our meals. And I have to say, this little guy here does very well. So this is the Soto Windmaster. It's made in Japan, and this is by Soto. And I have this, I'm not Soto, oh my god, I don't believe I did that. I am so sorry. I called this stove the Soto Windmaster, and I'm totally wrong. This is the Soto Spider Stove, and this is a butane stove. That's better. And of course we got some butane here as well. Now, I purchased the Soto Windmaster a while back, and I was very impressed with that stove. And then I heard from one of my favorite gear reviewers, Luke and Susan, I'll talk about the Soto butane stove, the Soto Spider butane stove. And I thought, well, I mean, I've never used butane before. I've never really had the opportunity to use butane, so I thought, why not? Let this be my first butane stove. And when I got this stove, I mean, I was actually very impressed with it. So let's give you guys some dimensions here and give you guys some info here. So we've got so the width of the stove 6.7 by the width dimension and height 6.7 by 5.9 by 4.3, and then heating element gives you about 2.9 kilowatts. Obviously, it's made in Japan. Approximate usage time with using a butane canister is an hour and a half, which is pretty good if you ask me. And then it does come with a storage pouch. Storage pouch is pretty decent. Not the best, but it's pretty decent. And it's got these really nice tie outs to basically close up the bag. So let's go ahead and pull the stove out. And then we'll go ahead and open it up here for you. So here's the stove right here. Very compact, very easy. To open the stove, you just go ahead and open up the wings. Going to move the heat shield over to the right, and the heat shield does a very good job. Very good temperature control here on the canister here. And then what we're also going to go ahead and do as well, we're going to add our canister. Very simple, very easy. It's also got a very nice piezo igniter, same style piezo igniter that the Soto Windmaster has, and I have to say, hands down, I'm pretty impressed. So let's go ahead and get this thing fired up so you guys can see the flame pattern here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to boil some water for my breakfast, and then after I make my breakfast, I'm going to make some coffee here. And I'm testing out a brand new cook pot here by Stanley. This is the Stanley French press. I mean, that's, oh my god. I did it again. But of course I'm not going to retake this, but this is the new Pathfinder Self-Reliance Outfitters Pathfinder French press pot. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up here to, there we go. Okay, so now put that to the side. I'm turning it this way so I can easy. And as far as the temperature controls on this thing, the temperature control is phenomenal. And hopefully you guys can see that, the flame, but if not, I do apologize. So again, I've used this stove for not only for cooking my regular meals, but also for just making coffee and for just basic needs. And when I travel, well, not for when I travel, but when I go camping or when I go hiking, I've taken this stove as well as a butane canister with me on some of my hiking trips. And I have to say, I mean, this thing has done hands down phenomenal. I think this is a wonderful piece of kit. This stove right here is a phenomenal stove. If you're looking for a really good butane stove, this stove is the perfect fit. And plus too, again, you may have saw my review of the Stanley French press, and the French press actually does fit very well on this stove. And right now the water's actually boiling very, very quickly right now. And my gut tells me, just to be safe, I need my gloves. And my spork. Can't forget my coffee. While that's getting ready to boil here, I'm going to go ahead and prep my breakfast this morning. This is in case you guys are wondering, this is the Mountain House breakfast skillet. Shredded potatoes, scrambled eggs, mixed with pork, sausage, peppers, and onions. I've had this before and it was pretty good. Just gotta make sure you cook it right here. And then I've got my Yuko spork. Ooh, have mercy. I'll tell you one thing too, if you also need a quick little warm-up fire to warm your hands or something like that, this stove works perfectly for that. Woo! Water's just about to come, we're just about to have a nice rolling boil. Now, pros and cons about this stove. First and foremost, when it comes to the piezo igniter on this stove, and I have to agree with my friend with Luke from the Outdoor Gear Review. I have to agree with him that this piezo igniter is by far the best piezo igniter that I've ever seen. They actually use the same style piezo igniter on their other stove, on their Soto Windmaster, and I have to say I am very, very impressed. Going back this up here a little bit. There we go. The stability of basically either a pot or a frying pan on this is phenomenal. And I've used this stove to cook full-on meals already so far. Twice, actually. Once at Santa Margarita Campground, and then a second time when I took my wife and my daughter, we went camping at Steckel Park for the weekend. At Steckel Park County Campground for the weekend. Ooh, we've got a nice rolling boil. Sweet. So now let's go ahead and pull this guy off. Okay, next we're going to go and pour some more water, and I'm obviously out of water in this particular cup here, but this is going to be for my coffee. But good news, I played it smart, and I brought another bottle. There we go, that's perfect. Let's see. As far as stability, again, as far as stability is concerned, on the table, or if you have a very, very nice, or if you have a flat surface, this thing does very, very well. So definitely not a problem there whatsoever. Get my coffee cup. Obviously, I didn't bring my Bush Grab cup with me, which is a bummer. But that's okay. A cup's a cup, the way I see it. Need to get this well mixed in. Let it do its thing. Let that sit for a good while so it's fully cooked. And I am actually almost at a rolling boil on my coffee already, so I'm going to go ahead and add my grounds. I'm out of grounds, so I gotta get some more coffee. Go ahead and let it do its thing. Now, the only con I would say I have with the Soto Windmaster so far, and honestly, this is the only con that I've experienced with this stove. I'm not a huge fan of the carrying case that comes with it. It's a nylon bag. Although, granted, the straps are pretty heavy duty. The closure is pretty heavy duty, but the bag itself, I'm not a huge fan of it. So what are my overall impressions of the Soto Butane stove? Definitely, I definitely feel that this is a phenomenal stove to have in your kit if you need an extra stove to carry besides propane and also the canisters. The butane stoves, from at least from what I've heard, I've heard a lot of people tell me that butane stoves have honestly come a very long way from when they first began. I definitely look forward to using this in the further future. This is my first ever butane stove that I ever purchased. The price of this stove is high. I mean, you're looking at $60, but in all honesty, for $60, I do feel it's worth it. This is worth the money. So, if you guys are looking for a tough, dependable butane stove, and you're interested in something that is small and compact, definitely check out the Soto Butane Spider Stove. I'm going to go let my coffee warm up here and enjoy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. And again, everything you see on my channel is agenda free. I get no tradebacks whatsoever if you decide to purchase this product. But I absolutely do love this stove. I think it's a phenomenal stove. And my coffee is almost ready. So I'm looking forward to a nice hot cup of joe. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys at the next one. Now get outside and go have an adventure. Later.